Welcome back to the second part of this two-part episode on the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Cleric. Tonight we'll be discussing levels 11 through 20 for the Cleric. With me is Tyler Kamstra.
Hi, everybody. I'm still here.
And Ashy Lai.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight.
Losing my way.
Losing my...
It's really hard to harmonize over a video call, isn't it?
The little bit of latency just throws it off.
Yeah.
We could have had like reverb going because we sound identical. Oddly enough, clerics, we never had religion. Let's be honest with one another.
Weirdly,
No.
in 5e...
My religion is my zombie army.
Yeah, in 5e, clerics are required to have a deity. In other editions...
They just don't have to know anything about that deity.
That's true. In other editions, like at least in 3rd edition, you could be a cleric of a concept. You could be a cleric of an alignment. Like, I'm a cleric of being lawful good. There's no one deity that really encapsulates that in my mind, so it's just like, here I am, a cult. Pathfinder, you can have atheist clerics, which is kind of neat.
Well, so you famously had a cleric to a novel concept, the capitalist cleric.
Oh, paladin. That was a paladin.
Oh, it was a paladin. Okay. Well,
he did follow the Galarian deity of commerce and trade.
Okay, actually I had a deity. There we go.
If you're stumped on deities, your domain gives you a list of example deities. I do take issue with some of these, though, because I just looked at my death domain one and it said, gods of the death domain also embody murder. And it mentions Anubis as a god of murder. Hello, Anubis is just a god of death. He's not a god of murder. What the heck? I'm legitimately offended. Legitimately offended. Anubis is one of my favorite gods of mythology. How dare you slander him?
Yeah, D&D and misunderstanding foreign cultures. Name a more iconic duo.
Oh, yeah.
Clerics. 11th level clerics.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So 11th level clerics. First thing we get Destroy Undead up to CR2. Woo! How many CR2 creatures are you going to run into at a level 11? Not many. Most of them are going to be friendly NPCs.
I want to throw this out there. Like, the only reason to have this, like the only time it's ever going to be useful is if you're complaining about the fact that you never get to use it. And so your DM purposefully just like, I'm going to throw a wall of these things at you, which would obviously be deadly if you didn't have this feature. You feel good now? Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah,
I will say there are a couple of really, really scary CR2 undead. Shadows, ghouls. Because ghouls, all it takes is an unlucky con save and you're paralyzed and you are toast. Shadows, if they hit you, they deal strength damage. Since most characters have 8 strength, that's kind of a problem.
Do you folks see the spider just descending upon me?
I do not, and I hate it.
No. Speaking of ghouls, also at this level, we get our first 6th level spell, which, guess what I'm taking? Create Undead, which allows me to get 3 ghouls. Oh, it's going to be fun now, because now I can make someone prone from my zombies who are aiding me, and the other zombie can like grapple. And then the ghouls get advantage so that they can possibly paralyze it.
How long does that paralysis last?
If I remember right, it's probably up to a minute, and you get an additional con save at the end of each of your turns. So hopefully it wears off early.
All right. Folks at home, let's see if Tyler was right. Yes, it does last for a minute. The target can repeat the saving throw. It is a DC 10 Constitution save, so at this level, most creatures are probably not going to fail it. But when they do, oh boy, it's fun times for me.
Yeah, free crits all around.
I do get 3 of them, and they each get to attack, and they each get advantage when I set my cards right. So yeah.
Okay,
clerics coming together.
Yeah. All right. So 6th level spells is the first time that we don't get subclass spells. This is consistent across every class. If your class gives you an expanded spell list, they all go up to 5th level and then stop. Why? I sincerely don't know. So now everybody's getting the same spells. Notables at this level, there's a few of them.
I think probably the reason why it's that way is because starting at 6th level, you will only get like 1 slot of each of the spell levels. So giving you one that's always prepared just basically means that's the spell I'm going to be using for that level because it's not worth taking another one.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, like you have that baseline spell, and like 2 of the subclasses actually have something that's better and thematic and a lot of fun, and everybody else is just staring over in jealousy.
Yeah, I will say, so I know I'm joking about like making my undead army of the night and starting the apocalypse. If you do play if you do play a death cleric, though, the other option, if you don't want to be master of minions, is harm. Definitely check out harm. It's good for death clerics.
Yeah, notable spells at this level. Harm is a great one. Harm has a really interesting history in D&D. I think we've made this joke previously on the podcast. It's called harm, not kill. It can't reduce creatures to 0 hit points. In previous editions, it would do a ton of damage, and if it would normally reduce them to 0, it instead reduced them to 1d4 hit points. Why that, I sincerely have no idea. It's a bunch of damage on a melee spell attack, but it is on a con save, which, as we've established, kind of a huge problem. Other great spells at this level, Blade Barrier basically makes a giant floating wall of magical knives that you can shove enemies through. Provides cover, does an insane amount of damage, and lasts a pretty decent amount of time. Randall, you have Wall of Fire, which we're all eyeing jealously because Wall of Fire is amazing. For the rest of us, there's Blade Barrier.
I'm not eyeing it jealously. I've got my undead army. Screw your Wall of Fire.
Yeah, he could light them on fire.
You could.
Yeah, now I have flaming zombies. Oh, I'm so scared of your Wall of Fire.
No, if you give me long enough, I'll give you flaming zombies.
Okay, let's see. Forbiddance is an interesting one. Forbiddance is a badly written spell in 5e. The intent is you cast Forbiddance and you say, in this area, creatures from outside of the material plane cannot enter. If they do, they take damage. And that's very, very nice for it's like, I want to keep demons out of my church. The problem is you don't have to be in the area where you cast Forbiddance. You don't have to see into the area. You have to be able to touch like the edge of the giant rectangle that you draw, essentially. You can go to a dungeon and say, boy, this dungeon sure is full of zombies, fae, undead, dragons, etc. I can't remember if I have that creature type list right, so don't quote me on that. But you can walk up to the edge of the area, cast Forbiddance, and everything in the area just starts taking automatic damage from no apparent source. Even worse, you can cast it as a ritual, so if you have it prepared, it doesn't even need a spell slot.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
40,000 square feet of floor space to a height of 30 feet.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that's most castles. It is insane. The spell should not be written the way it is. If you as a DM want to fix for this, just require that the caster walks the interior of the entire area as part of casting the spell.
Yeah, because you could just put that in a dungeon and just be like, like if you're in a lich's lair, just cast Forbiddance. Take some time at the entrance. Cast Forbiddance. Hey guys, this dungeon's clear now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine folks at home might be hearing 40,000 square feet and thinking like, I don't know what to do with that either because I don't live in the US and what is a square foot? I don't blame you. It's fine. Perfectly fine. Alternatively, it's just like, that's such a big number. It doesn't even make sense. I think like the average home size is something between like 1,000 and 3,000 square feet in the US. So it is anywhere from 40 times to a bit over 10 times the size of the average home.
So yeah, you're going to depopulate a castle, a dungeon, a small neighborhood. Now it doesn't affect humanoids. So like all the hostages inside, the local NPCs who are just hang out, they're all perfectly fine.
Seriously, this spell was made to just clear out a lich's dungeon. It's just like, okay, we got some hostages. Hostages are free now. The lich is definitely dead.
Yeah, so maybe don't bring that one to the table.
Celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. There's your accurate list. So, Ash, we've done this, and now you're having a bad time.
That's true.
Everyone else is doing great.
Yeah, we have forbidden your undead. Sorry.
No, how dare you?
You can bring them back.
You can put in a password, so anybody who speaks the password can come in without being harmed.
Can any of your undead speak?
The ghouls can.
They can. I go up to them, start moving.
All right.
Applesauce.
All right. The other important spell that we need from this spell level is heal. Heal, just flat, the target heals 75 hit points. Done. No dice, all at once, real quick, one action. You can go from 0 to 75. You are good to go.
That's nice. Yeah.
This is basically the only spell. Well, not the only. Like this is one of the only spells you're going to be casting in combat to say, like, I need this person to be both conscious and have more than one hit point. Because this is one of the only spells where you're going to heal enough to justify the action to do that. It's basically this and mass heal at 9th level spells.
Yeah, we're not going to play hit point ping pong, hit point yo-yoing with this. This is actually, you're basically back up and in the fight. Let's go.
Yeah. A typical character at this level will probably have like 100 hit points more for tanky characters. So yeah, this is a ton of healing.
Should we talk about Hero's Feast? Because that one's also pretty decent.
Hero's Feast is an awesome buff, but it costs 1,000 gold pieces to cast.
So does Forbidden.
That's true.
Gold's not real.
That's true. Hero's Feast, immunity to fear, temporary hit points. If I remember correctly, resistance to poison as well.
Also, you make all wisdom saves with advantage.
So like if you're going to go on a long, dangerous adventuring day, Hero's Feast is real good. You start off with Hero's Feast and Upcast Aid. Oh my gosh, we overlooked Aid at 2nd level. Shame on me. Okay, all right, real quick. Aid, 2nd level spell, increases creatures' current and maximum hit points for the duration of the spell. It takes an action to cast. It can target 3 creatures. Upcasting the spell increases the amount that it raises your hit points. Crucially, since it raises your current hit points, you can also use it to heal creatures who are at 0 HP. If you have 3 allies, everybody's down, and you're like, oh no, healing word only affects 1 creature. Aid. All 3 of them stand back up with 5 hit points, and they have 5 more hit points for the entire day. Now it's kind of a pain, takes an action, so more likely you're just going to cast it at the beginning of the day, pick your 3 characters most likely to be punched, and they get some extra hit points. Since it raises their current and maximum, they can re-heal those hit points, and you can put temporary hit points on top. Great way to make your characters incredibly durable. Upcasting it feels nice. Yeah, 8 is good. Where were we? Hero's Feast. I'm going to double check myself real quick. I can't remember if Hero's Feast gives you temporary hit points or if it raises your hit point maximum. Okay.
It does. 2d10. Temporary hit points. Or wait. No, its hit point maximum also increases by 2d10. So it's not temporary.
And hey, that stacks with Aid.
Yeah, and it gains the same number of hit points. So it heals you and it gives you max HP
so between Aid and Hero's Feast, you can give your entire party a big pile of additional hit points, make everyone much more durable. It is an awesome buff, but again, it costs 1,000 gold pieces. So in a lot of games, you won't be able to afford to do that every adventuring day, but when you know stuff is about to go down, have a large breakfast.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, especially if you're right outside the big bad evil guy's lair and you know that he's going to be trying to frighten you a lot. Probably good to have a Hero's Feast.
All right.
Say, we're about to fight the baddie. Nam.
Nam.
Okay. Level 12. We get another ability score increase or feat. What are you guys taking?
So there are 2 ways that I can take this. One of my thoughts coming into this was what race. I don't think it really matters for this build, but if I was going to do High Elf and do Booming Blade would be good for just what I'm already doing, because it's more damage onto my whip plus the prone stuff. So combining that with Warcaster, especially with a reach weapon, makes it pretty good.
Well, remember they updated Booming Blade, so it's got a maximum range of 5 feet. So even with reach,
No. Okay, well, I mean it's still good, because if you're within 5 feet and Booming Blade hit, you can reaction cast Booming Blade, and they have to do the prone thing. So that's cool. The one that I'm probably going to take, though, is Sentinel, just to make people's lives more
that's solid.
Yeah, they tried to leave my zombie horde. They don't get to leave. And they also have to make the prone thing again. Sorry, buddy.
Honestly, you might just want them to draw the opportunity attacks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How about you, Randall? What are you thinking?
I'm really actually having a hard time picking something that would be useful. I could take the ASI. That'd be boring. I could dump something somewhere. It'd be fine. I'm also thinking it could make sense to pick up a couple extra spell slots somewhere. Just if I'm already committed to being a caster, I've already got fireballs, like I'm halfway there. Maybe I explore the space. And then a teeny tiny part of me is thinking like maybe I pick up something in the martial space just so that I'm more functional with a bow when I want to do that. But why would I ever want to do that? So I think I'm going to kill that. I think I'm going to go, was it like Magic Initiate would let me pick 2 extra cantrips from a class's spell list plus a first level spell from the same list.
Yeah.
I'd have to give some thought to what I would invest in, but I feel like I'd do that and just grow my repertoire.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only other wisdom-based caster is Druid, so that's probably where you want to go, because you do use that class's spellcasting modifier. It's like,
yeah,
Druid, if you want good choices, Thorn Whip, Shillelagh is okay, but you're probably not going to actually use a weapon. Primal Savagery is kind of cool. Melee spell attack, D12 damage.
But I really don't want to be in melee.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay, you've convinced me. I'm just going to take the ASI.
Yeah. ASI is solid. Resilient Constitution would be another great one at this level. It probably gets your Constitution from 15 to 16 plus the proficiency. So
actually, okay. I changed my mind because you did make a good point that maybe taking a tax of opportunity from my minions is worth it. So Sentinel, maybe not so good. So the other two ideas I have are Slasher, yeah, which is decent, just more area control of them, or Mobile, so that I can go in, get my hit points from Vampiric Touch or Inflict Wounds, and then run out and have my minions wail on them.
Yeah, that's a good combo. Mm-hmm. Just running Vampiric Touch to keep your hit points high and hit and run. Yeah.
Yeah, or Inflict Wounds when my hit points are already high enough. That's my wombo combo. Have my minions set me up for advantage, hit them with one of those, run out, have my minions attack them a bunch. And then if I want to make them make their lives more miserable, make them prone, obviously.
All right, so I'm going to be boring and take a +2 to wisdom, because my wisdom has been at 16 since level 1, and it's time that I actually be good at it.
Yeah, makes sense. You invested everywhere. Let's get better at everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good idea.
All right, level 13. So we now get 7th level spells. So this is the last spell level where clerics have a ton of options. I mentioned that there's some dry spells in clerics where you don't really have a lot of spells to pick from. This is the last one where we have an appreciably large number of spells to choose from. We have some really cool options here. Conjure Celestial out of the player's handbook looks very, very exciting because it lets you summon a celestial creature based on CR. The only problem is when you actually look at the celestials of the CR you're allowed to summon, if you cast it at 7th level, you can get a CR4 Celestial. If you cast it at 8th level, you can get a CR5 Celestial. And there's exactly one Celestial at each of those CRs. The first one, it's a Pegasus, woo. And then the second one is a Coatl, which is kind of neat because you're summoning a low-level cleric to hang out with you.
More friends.
Yeah, but it's disappointing. It's just not a good spell. Use Summon Celestial. You've already had it for 2 spell levels. You can upcast it, add more stats and attacks. It's way better. Just use that. Let's see. We also get Firestorm at this level, which is probably the cleric's best area damage spell, not counting Spirit Guardians. So imagine Fireball, but instead of like great big circle, you have a chain of cubes that you get to place like a snake.
No. I hate it.
You hate it?
Okay, it's cool. I understand it's fun. I think in person, it would be a lot of fun to just put out my snake tokens and be like, oh, we're going over here. But then when I come over there again, lines, I don't need lines or cones or anything else. I'm just going to zigzag. Yeah. It's like playing like the snake game where you have to eat the apples, except for in this case, it's the baddies. Yeah. As somebody who primarily plays on Roll20, just the nightmare of like, okay, over here, and then I bring the line there, and I didn't mean to draw that line. It's a fine spell.
Yeah.
Worse is like Theater of the Mind, folks. Like, all the Theater of the Mind DMs at home, you're like, whatever, you hit them all. I don't care. You got it.
The one problem with Firestorm is Fireball still does more damage.
Yep.
Let's see. We also get Plane Shift at this level. So like I've joked before, like you can cast divination spells and just ask your DM or ask your deity, like, hey, what's up, man? What do I do here? Now you can cast Plane Shift and go visit them at home. Just show up on their doorstep like, hi, I've been praying to you for several levels. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. My divine intervention has failed literally 20 times in a row. What's up?
Deity holds up their phone. It's just a wall of notifications from other clerics.
Yeah, there's a lot of good 7th level spells, but I don't care about any of them. I'm upcasting Create Undead. Although the one that would probably work best for my build outside of that is Divine Word, which, if they're low enough, just makes their lives more miserable and easier for my minions to cut up.
So remind folks at home, what does Divine Word do?
So Divine Word does different effects based on the target's current hit points. At 50 HP, they're deafened for 1 minute. At 40 HP, they're deafened and blinded for 10 minutes. And at 30 HP, they're blinded, deafened, and stunned for 1 hour, which is pretty brutal. And 20 hit points or fewer, they're killed instantly. They only get one saving throw, and it's a charisma save, which not a lot of people are good at. And if they're celestial, elemental, or a fair fiend, and it fails the saving throw, it's just instantly banished back to its plane of origin. So 1 failure against Divine Word, you're gone. Bye.
I cast Banish on the encounter.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. How do we feel about Resurrection being on this list?
It's pretty cool. So Raise Dead is 5th level, Resurrection is 7th level, True Resurrection is 9th level. So you get an option to raise the dead every 2 levels, starting from Revivify at 3. The higher level the Raise Dead spell, the longer the target can have already been dead, and the less of their body you need to cast the spell. Raise Dead requires the corpse. If I remember correctly, Resurrection just needs a piece of the corpse. So if you have a fingernail or a hair clipping or any of those things, you can resurrect them.
I believe that's True Resurrection.
True Resurrection, you don't need anything. You just have to say their name and they get a fresh body.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Of course.
I will say the same thing that I told the rest of my party when I played a Death Cleric. I'm not resurrecting you. If you die, I'm making you an undead. Sorry. I can't afford the spell slots. You're on your own.
Can't afford the spell slots. Can't afford the cocaine addiction. The diamond dust.
Yeah. Nope. Don't die. That's my advice. Don't die.
Yeah. So this spell closes all mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts.
Yeah. Raise Dead.
So we don't need a lot of corpse. We just need a little bit of corpse.
It's like Regenerate and Raise Dead combined, which is another spell that's 7th level.
Regenerate lets you grow back missing limbs, which is great in a game where there's no rules for losing limbs. It does also give you hit point regeneration every turn for the spell's duration, but it's only a couple of hit points, so it's really not worth the spell level for just that. Also interesting, Temple of the Gods. So there are a few high-level spells which essentially let you summon a base. So it's Temple of the Gods. I think it's Druid's Grove, if I remember right. That might be Pathfinder. Don't quote me. And then Magnificent Mansion for arcane spellcasters.
You're right. It's Druid's Grove is in 5th edition.
And you cast this spell, gives you a really cool place to hang out. And if you cast it in the same spot every day for a year, it becomes permanent. So you as a cleric can wake up in the morning, Temple of the Gods, Forbiddance. You now have your perfect base and do that every day for a year. And you now have no construction, no dubious labor practices, none of those things. You just have a really, really cool home base that you now own. And hey, you can cast Plane Shift. So you can just be Plane Shift to go visit my deity, Plane Shift home. It's nice.
Well, you only get 1 plane shift per day.
So you'll have to couch surf with God.
He's got good couches.
You hope.
That's how you pick a deity.
I don't think I want to couch surf with my God. I don't think that would be very fun.
Well, I'm a war cleric. I'll just go couch surf in Valhalla. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Level 14, yet again, Destroy Undead improves. So we're now up to CR3.
So useless.
That's all we get at 14.
Yay!
All right, level 15, we get 8th level spells. So this is very exciting because our options truly numerous. There are exactly 5, count them 5, 8th level cleric spells, and this includes every single supplement published for 5e, the optional spell list expansion. You get 5 spells to choose from. I hope you like them all. They're fine.
Yeah. 8th level spells are kind of underwhelming.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
They're
lie.
just there to get you excited about 9th level spells.
Idea.
Well, you know, it's great. Now I can cast 7th level spells because I'm upcasting
Yeah.
my Great Undead to 8th level.
Like, there are a couple of good 8th level spells. Anti-magic field is here, so it's like, I'm gonna go fight the Lich. Anti-magic field, now I'm just gonna slap them. Earthquake, which is just dear ground, suck it. Holy Aura, you and all allies within the aura, when you cast it, get like a magical buff. You get advantage on all saves, and all attacks against you have disadvantage. Absolutely fantastic defensive buff. Tragically, it'll only last a minute, but like you go into a boss fight with that, you're fine. Sunburst, which is think fireball, but it's radiant damage on a con save, and anything that fails is blinded, which is kind of neat. So it's like deer encounter. No, I didn't even write down the 5th spell. Whatever it was disappointed me.
Control weather?
Is it actually control weather?
It is control weather.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god. What a disappointment.
Yeah.
I joked about clerics.
You're disappointed all over it.
I joked earlier that clerics can't control
Yep.
the weather, and look, I was wrong.
If you make it all the way.
Yeah.
I will say, so people who are wondering why I'm casting Create Undead at 8th level, I can either have 5 ghouls, which is nice, or I can have 2 whites, which is very nice. Don't do gas. Gas are a trap. Gas are just worse ghouls.
But
Whites are
their
great.
paralysis is better, and they have stinky
Just-
aura.
Right, but you only get 2 of them, and their save DC for the
Is it
paralysis
really?
is the
I thought it
same
was better.
as
Dang.
ghouls. Yep, it's 10. Nope, it's still 10. But whites, they do life drain, and if someone dies to their life drain, they are raised by a zombie under the white's control, which the white is under your control, which means now your army is effectively almost infinite as long as you keep the whites
All
alive.
right. We now have multi-level marketing lichdom.
It's an
Exactly.
undead pyramid scheme. That's what it is.
Every time. That's always what it turns into. Necromancy becomes an undead pyramid scheme 100% of the time.
It's the only way to efficiently get this done.
It really is.
And just in case you're wondering if there's a time limit on the zombies that the whites created, there is not. It lasts until they are dead. The only limitation to it is they can only have 12 zombies active at a time. So since you get 2 of them, that means you can get only 24 zombies under your control. In addition to, let's say you cast 7th level undead, which gives you how many zombies at 5th level from Animate Dead? Let's see. It's 1 higher for every. So at 3rd level, so it'd be, if we cast at 7th level, that is 4 more zombies than what we already get. So that's 5 zombies plus Dance Macabre, 5 more zombies.
Technically,
It's so insane.
Technically, there's nothing stopping you from casting these spells multiple times per day, too, as long as you have the spell slots. So,
Oh yeah.
undead pyramid scheme.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Undead
Hey,
pyramid scheme.
If you're me
It's
and if you're
disgusting.
just upcasting Spirit Guardians for lack of another more appealing option for your build, Spirit Guardians now does 8d8 damage at this level, which is pretty great.
Yeah, it feels nice.
So that is 8th level spells. Level 16, we get yet another ability score increase or feat. What are you guys taking?
Ability score increase. Yep. My wisdom or dexterity. Yep.
Dexterity. Interesting.
Well, yeah, because I'm using a whip.
Good point. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Finesse.
1 wisdom, 1 con. ASI.
Okay. Sure. All right. Yeah, I think I would max my wisdom at this point. So yeah, just a bunch of numerical increases for us. Look at us go. Okay. All right. So that ends tier 3. This brings us into tier 4, where the game has gone off the rails. The wizard starts casting Wish and things fall apart. Level 17.
It was already off the
That's
rails,
fair.
let's be honest.
Level 17. So this is where the Blessed Strikes, or not Blessed Strikes, Divine Strikes feature improves. So if you suffered through the last 9 levels with this, you now get an additional 1d8 damage. Good for you.
14th level.
Is that
Unless they changed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should have written that down. I remembered it as
yeah.
17. Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, hey, regardless, no one kept divine
Point still
strikes.
stands.
Yeah. All right, level 17.
Yeah.
I did. Screw you.
Hey, your whip now does 1d4 plus 2d8 damage.
Plus 1d6 plus my booming blade if I use it. So now I'm actually hitting pretty well with my whip. I have to
plus
say.
your channel divinity thing. So it's like, yeah, your attacks do a pretty solid amount of damage. Yeah. Twice per rest. Oh, actually, when do we get channel divinity? Okay, we get channel divinity 3 times per rest at 18. I forgot to write that one down. Okay. More importantly, we get our final subclass feature at this level. What does everybody get?
Oh, I get a fun one.
Yeah?
I get improved Reaper. So remember all the way back at level 1 where I had that Reaper ability, which allowed me to target 2 creatures with a single necromantic cantrip as long as they're 5 feet of each other. Now I can do that same thing with level 1 through 5 spells that are necromancy.
You know what's a great level 5 spell for that?
So
Harm.
Inflict wounds.
Harm, yeah.
Or harm, yeah. Well, wait, harm's 6th level, not 5th level.
My memory is bad. I swear I wrote that down. Yeah, you're right. Dang.
If there's 2 creatures in melee with me, or I'm in melee with 2 creatures, I can now cast Inflict Wounds on both of them, and I can do the Reaper. Now, this is where it gets sticky. If I were to use my Touch of Death feature, would I have to use it twice to get that extra damage on both of those attacks, or would I get it on both of those attacks with only using one?
Read it.
Because it is technically still one attack.
Oh, does it apply the same attack to both creatures?
Yeah, so starting at 17th level, the Cleric casts a necromancy spell of 1st through 5th level that targets only one creature. The spell can instead target 2 creatures within range and within 5 feet of each other.
Well, in my opinion, you would make separate spell attack rolls for each target, or they would make separate saves.
Boo. Fair enough. No, that's fair. But I will let it go as long as you let me apply my Touch of Death to both of the damages.
Maybe.
It's one of those things you could argue with your DM about.
Yeah.
But even still, it's like at least one of those creatures is going to have a real rough time because at this level, it's just an insane amount of damage. Let me see. I'm bad at math, so calculator.
1d6 plus 36?
No, it's for the Touch of Death. You get an extra 39 damage on whatever you do with your Inflict Wounds. Cast it at 5th level. Oh, that's man, it's going to be rough for them. Yep, it's pretty freaking good. Yeah, okay. So that's fun.
All right, Randall, what do you get?
So Corona of Light.
You get a Corona Light?
Yes. Appears to be no lime. No. Corona of Light. You emit bright light in a 60-foot radius and dim light 30 feet beyond that. Your enemies in the bright light have disadvantage on saving throws against any spell that deals fire or radiant damage. You know, it's a saving throw spell that deals fire damage.
Is it
Fireball?
It's Fireball.
It's Fireball.
It's always Fireball.
Always Fireball. Just Fireball. Just Fireball.
I feel like there's a song about this.
Or for me, it's just undead. More undead. Give me more undead.
Honestly, like with disadvantage on saves, I might be tempted to try some of the radiant spells like Sunburst and the one that's one level below Sunburst that's just a ray. What's it called? Whatever.
Scorching?
It's something Radiance. I can't remember. But yeah, Sunburst, like if everything's going to have disadvantage on the save, like that offsets how much better Constitution saves are for monsters. So, you know, I'd at least entertain the idea before defaulting to Fireball. But yeah, Fireball always works. So only fire.
Yeah. I mean, I do Corona of Light, and then you do whatever you want in the light that I have created.
That's true. Just walk out with Spirit Guardians. Like, hello, I'm an even larger problem.
What do you get, Tyler?
I get Avatar of Battle. I have permanent resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. So I get permanent Stone Skin.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Now you might think, but we're level 17. Magic is everywhere. Half of our enemies are spellcasters or extraplanar creatures. Weirdly,
that's true.
A lot of those creatures don't have magical weapon attacks. Like their attacks are really good. They might do like non-weapon damage in addition, like they're not always magical. The Tarrasque, famously, the Tarrasque's attacks are non-magical. CR30, folks.
Yeah, that's
fair. It's still going to hurt. Like, it's still a lot of damage divided by 2.
This is true. Cool. So that's subclass features. We're here. We're level 17. Cantrips improve. And also, we finally get 9th level spells, which is very, very exciting.
Oh, yeah. Super exciting for me.
But yet again, clerics get exactly 5 spells at this choice.
They're all just kind of...
Yeah. 3 of them are healing.
The only one that's worth taking is... Yeah, the only one that's worth taking is Mass Heal. But I think you know what I'm using my 9th level spell.
Upcasting Great Undead. What do you get for upcasting it to 9th level? I can't remember.
So I can get 2 mummies, which is pretty good, but I think I'm just gonna do 3 whites because now if they kill things, I get up to 36 zombies. And with one of my zombies pinning a guy to the ground after I've made him prone, that is probably likely.
Well, I mean, if all of your CR, like a quarter, 1/2 zombies can survive whatever you're fighting.
Hey, they don't need to be that good. They just need to be meat shields while I inflict bad stuff
That's
on
fair.
my enemies. So at this point, they are very disposable. I can find enough bodies to keep me sated for a while.
So we finally get true resurrection,
Yeah.
so we don't need the fingernail anymore. That's exciting.
Just say their name.
Yeah.
If they died
okay.
of any cause except old age within the past 200 years, you can bring them back.
That's weird that there's a distinction that old age means you can't come back.
Yeah, because they...
For all the things.
I want to resurrect my ancestor. Well, he died peacefully in his sleep.
Yeah.
So too bad.
From just being old, not at all from complications caused by being old, just from old.
Old, yeah. Yeah, but I wanted to see my granny.
Yeah.
Sorry, Becky.
If I have a heart
Granny
attack or a
died of
stroke
old
at 82,
That,
like,
you can res them. Yeah.
is that old age or not?
I don't know.
It would be what doctors, I think it would be what doctors would call natural causes, which is the thing they say for very old people. They can't figure out what it is that killed them.
That feels right, honestly.
No, that's more like that we're not going to bother. Like,
Yeah, it's like he was 100. He died of natural causes. Do you really need to know? He suffered from old.
You looked like a corpse before you got here.
He was 1,000. Okay.
Look, the trick is someone is on their deathbed. They are about to die. You stab them to death. You stab them.
Honestly, okay. I love that as lore. Like, leaders or people who are like really beloved by the people, traditionally, like, if it looks like you're on the way out and you're getting really old, we ritually kill you so that we have the opportunity to bring you back one day.
We don't.
You'll thank us then.
So the idea is kill your leader in cold blood so that maybe someday, somewhere in the future, a 18th level cleric, of which there's clearly apparently a lot of running around, can cast true resurrection on you.
Yeah. No, you got it. Absolutely. Well, they're about to die anyway. That's the point. Like, it's the whole, like, so you're saying there's a chance.
Kind of, yeah. And then since they're...
Like, I'm not talking 40.
And since they're a 17th level cleric, they probably have a friend who's a 17th level wizard who can then clone them to give them a fresh young body.
Or, well, here's the question. Here's the question I have. If you don't need the body and you just have a name and it makes you a new body, do you still look old when you're resurrected, or can you choose what body you come back?
That's a great question. I'd say you come back at your natural age, but like minus any of the wear and tear of life. So like no scars or whatever, probably fewer wrinkles, because a lot of wrinkles are caused by just like movement. So like your body would look relatively fresh, but if you're 100 whatever, you're still gonna have like paper thin skin and weird spots and gray hair. Oh
man, being resurrected sucks, man.
The spell replaces damaged organs. Skin is an organ. It's coming back fresh. I think you're like at your biological peak. I think at like 27, you're coming back at, well, for humanoids, humans, you're coming back at 27. That's what you're going to look like.
Sure.
Like those pictures where like you look at your grandfather and you're like, man, grandpa was buff. I'm sure glad he's not here now shaming me. Like that's
so if grandpa's getting old and doddering and you're just like, man, grandpa's not cool anymore. I liked him when he was younger. Just murder him, throw his body into the fire, and then have a cleric cast true resurrection.
Look, it only costs 25,000 gold pieces.
That's obviously the right answer, I think. What I'm like, I'm being sincere with the whole, like, it'd kind of be a cool lore thing that, like, you know, beloved leader on their deathbed of old age, you do this. I would also love to see the situation. Everybody hates the person and they're complaining about their gout and they're like, oh, better. No, we've got to do it now before you go. It's like, it's just my pot.
You can just cast, like, you can just cast remove disease.
Nah, you're missing the point here, Tyler.
It's fair. All right, we're doing an episode.
We need to preserve this person for the future.
We're doing an episode on.
We're doing a new leader now.
We could do a whole episode on True Resurrection because
we're going to.
It's so messed up when you think about a True Resurrection and the implications. It is so messed up.
Yeah, we are definitely doing an episode about raising the dead, not animating the dead, raising them. There's a difference.
Oh, come on!
Didn't we already do that one?
Oh, which?
Animate is you take a dead body and you make it move.
Zombies. Animate is me. How are you not getting this after this entire episode?
Ash, I know who you are. I don't know what you're doing.
He is animated.
I am. Indeed.
All right. Okay, so 9th level spells. We've beaten up True Resurrection. Mass Heal, real good. Here's a pool of 700 hit points. It might not be enough to go around, so you're going to have to share. Any number of creatures within range, divide the 700 hit points up however you like. Your whole party, full hit points. Enjoy. There's Power Word.
And that's an action, right? Okay, so it's basically, did we all burn through all our hit points? One more go at this baddie.
It's like, dear boss, round 2.
Now I'm hitting my second phase.
Exactly.
Except for in my second phase, I'd look like you punched me in the face several times.
Weirdly, let's see. So Power Word Heal was, until Tasha's, it was a Bard exclusive. So Bards got a healing option that clerics didn't get. It's a really weird spell. It is a power word spell with touch range. So you basically have to walk up to the person that you're healing and whisper in their ear, like, hey, hope you feel better. It does remove like a bunch of status conditions, lets them stand up from prone as a reaction, and fully heals them. So it's pretty decent, but I would still pick Mass Heal 100% of the time. We hit True Resurrection. You can also cast Gate, which is like, I open a portal to another dimension, or you can just open a portal, say a creature's name, and they are summoned through the gate, which is not at all going to cause problems. No.
It's going to be great.
Nope, not at all.
And then, let's see, where was the last one? Where to go? Ah, yes, Astral Projection.
Astral Projection? Yeah.
If you want to explore, you want to explore the planes in relative safety, Astral Projection is the way to do it, because if anything happens to your astrally projected form, you just go home and then you wake up and you're like, that sucked. I'll astral project again tomorrow and go finish solving the problem. Unless you run into Githyanki, in which case they're going to pull out a silver sword and you just go home. Just immediately abort, back to my body, because if a Githyanki silver sword severs your astral tie while you're astrally projecting, you are instantly dead.
Or an astral dreadnought. You see an astral dreadnought also run the other way.
Oh yeah, can they do that?
Jeez. That feels like good advice, whether you're projecting or not.
Yeah, if they crit on you, they immediately sever your astral cord. You don't get a save.
Yep.
So yeah. Yep.
One of my favorite pieces of art from Spelljammer is there's an astral dreadnought, and then there's one of those firefly looking Spelljammers flying in front of it, and it's got a catapult on the top of it, like a mangonel catapult. They're just shooting a rock at the astral dreadnought, like it's like throwing a baseball at an elephant. It might make you feel better. It's not going to do anything.
It's just going to make it angry.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 17th level. 18 is a dead level. You get literally nothing. 19.
You get ability score improvement, I think.
18, we get nothing.
Oh, 18. Oh, 18. 18 is Channel Divinity 3
that's
times.
right. I didn't even write it down. It feels so small. I mean, Ash, with your thing, like...
It's very impactful for me.
Big pile of damage. I can rescue 3 attacks per short rest. That's nice.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Is it dark in here?
Hey, we're high
Fix
enough
it.
level, though, that now we can use Channel Divine Power to recover 3rd level spell slots. So now we can do that thing for Revivify.
And that is nice.
I won't be doing that.
I have a different use for this corpse.
All right, level 19,
Not that
we
one.
get our final ability score increase or feat. I believe all of us should be at 20 wisdom by now. What are we doing?
I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun because it's 19th level. I kind of have everything that I need at this point, but at this point it's just for showing off. So I'm gonna pick Fey Touched, Misty Step, which is great, and I get a free enchantment or divination, which I'm gonna choose Command, so I can make someone grovel,
Nice.
which also makes them prone, so that my enemies can attack them.
I mean, that's on the Cleric spell list already, but like, hey, it's an extra spell per day.
It's a free spell per day, so it's a free use of that. I can use my 1st level spell for something else.
I think back around 16 or 17, I started multi-classing.
That sounds right. Yeah. Unless you
Probably,
desperately want improved divine intervention at level 20, yeah, as soon as you hit level 17, multi-class.
Yeah. Wait, what why do I need to be there for 17?
9th level spells.
What am I getting to say?
Look,
I hear you.
You can plane shift to Celestia, make friends with a Solar, like high CR, great Celestials. Go home. When you're in trouble, cast Gate, summon them through and say, hey, I realize that this is incredibly impolite, but you're CR 21 and that's a problem. Help me.
Okay. I hear you. I might come along. I'm honestly not so convinced.
That's fine.
No, I changed.
Okay.
I changed from Command to Dissonant Whispers. Why did I not know Dissonant Whispers was an enchantment? Yeah, because now the damage is whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? The real thing is that they have to use the reaction to run away, which sets up a bunch of opportunity attacks for my minions.
Yeah. Just force them to run through your army of undead. Yep. Oh, it's good. All right, I'm going to take Resilient Constitution. So we now have +6 proficiency bonus. I figure I'll probably have 16 con from this. So like +9 to my con saves, plus if it's a concentration save, I have advantage. So my concentration is borderline unbreakable. So I walk into combat, Spirit Guardian's going, taking half damage from weapon attacks. It's really hard to get away from me. You can't break my concentration. If I am in melee with you, I am a problem. And the only thing that keeps me from being your problem is distance. If only I had a way to teleport.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, I have to say. You took a pretty meh class and made it something pretty awesome, I have to say.
He only had to play for 20 levels.
Hey, it started getting awesome.
He got pretty awesome. Yeah, he got awesome. Actually, back at 8th level.
Okay, that's fair.
Admittedly, the two of us got more awesome earlier, but
yeah.
And I just kept getting more and more awesome, whereas you kind of petered out. And
yeah.
Hey, look, Fireball is the best area damage spell until you get Meteor Swarm.
Oh yeah, Meteor Swarm is so good.
Yeah, Randall's been fireballing things this whole time. He's basically on autopilot as soon as he hits level 5.
One trick
Don't
pony.
hit my zombies. He's probably miserable though. You would probably be miserable if I was also playing this because you would have to avoid my zombies.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't do the one thing he's good at.
Well, not without making you extremely angry.
Yeah. Zombies, get him.
The zombies are all on fire. What are they going to do?
We're going to PvP this.
All right, so we finally made it. We are level 20. Randall has multi-class, so he doesn't get to enjoy this. But Ash, you and me get to enjoy improved divine intervention. So when we use divine intervention, it succeeds 100% of the time. We still have the 1 week cooldown after we use it, but basically once a week we can call up God and say, hey mom, I'm scared, I need you to come get me.
And then something's gonna happen.
Can I get a free touch of death, Daddy?
Free touch of death. That would be nice. Yeah. I don't know, in this exact situation, gentlemen, the three of us here on this podcast, you get to ask God for one thing. What would you ask for right now?
Me Asher or me Asher the Death Cleric?
I don't know either.
Let's go with the Death Cleric. Actually, I'm gonna head this one off at the pass.
Yeah, that's fair.
As a Death Cleric, I want a zombie dragon, please, Daddy. That would be good.
Jeez. I'm gonna ask for that. I'm gonna ask for that mace from Baldur's Gate 3 that heals everyone in an aura, and be like, "Look at me conducting miracles. Just walk through town, heal everyone."
Freaking amateur. You don't need a mace if you can have an undead red ancient dragon. Come on. Hello.
An undead red ancient dragon will heal the sick.
No, but it will be the head of my army when I inevitably conquer the world.
That's fair. That's fair.
What deity? What is this in? What are they into? Where did they get the dragon? Answer that.
Vecna. I've been worshipping Vecna this entire time. I'm secretly the villain of the next campaign.
Oh no, not again.
Okay. I wish his deity was dead.
Dear God, please kill Ash's god.
Or better yet, just kill me.
No, I want you to watch.
Before I become too much of a problem.
But prior to having that idea, my idea was going to be, can I have a better 17th level subclass capstone feat? That was going to be my ask.
Yeah, that's
fine.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's good.
And so in Warhammer, orcs have two deities named Gork and Mork.
Love that.
And yes, in Warhammer's fantasy, at least, one of the things that their clerics can do is a spell called the Foot of Mork. And literally, they summon the foot of their god to stomp on their problems.
I like that. Okay.
So, Randall, your divine intervention is just a foot from space lands on Ash.
Zombies splattering everywhere.
No. Who could have predicted your sudden but inevitable betrayal?
All right. I think we're pretty close to the end here. I do want to ask a question. So I said I'm going to go multi-class, and I'm racking my brain, but I'm very unimaginative. Where do I even go? Like, I'm not going to go to any of the marshals because it's just a waste at the high level that I'm talking about doing it. I'm not getting anything. If I was going to do this, I should have done it like 15 levels ago and just expected never to go past level 12. You know, if I know we're never going to go super high level.
Sorcerer, maybe?
Sorcerer can work.
Yeah, because meta magic feats interacting with cleric spells is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Yeah. Two or three levels of sorcerer for meta magic is great. 2 levels of fighter for action surge is a classic.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense. Actually,
yeah.
I'm being unimaginative. That's the problem.
The problem is clerics don't really multi-class very well.
Yeah, do I mean
like it's basically like maybe fighter, maybe artificer, maybe wizard if you're doing something really weird. Arguably sorcerer, just because.
If you hate yourself,
arguably druid.
Yeah, arguably druid. But yeah, if you hate yourself, monk.
Oh no!
I can't. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, they both use wisdom, and it's thematic.
Okay, yeah. I think
I didn't say it was good.
No,
and I said to choose it if you hate yourself.
If you were building around dexterity and wisdom and managed to get to level 20 and you've probably maxed out both of those ability scores, like maybe 1 level in monk for unarmored defense. I don't know. It's not great.
I go into fighter and just grab a rapier and start stabbing people at that point. It's just as ineffective as being a monk.
Fair. Yeah. But it doesn't get you 20 AC completely unequipped.
That's fair. All right, we have a question of the week this week. This week, our question of the week comes to us from @ConsciousBee. Would you let a small PC character wield heavy weapons without disadvantage at your table? Think how cool it would be.
Poops and giggles. They used a naughty word.
We get exactly one of those per episode, and I'm pretty sure we used it. All right, what do you guys think?
I think so. It doesn't really change much, and it is funny to think of like the barbarian halfling who's wielding a greatsword. It's like, you're going to face me. I'm going to rage. I don't know. It's just funny for me. But also, like, I would want to make sure that player wasn't trying to pull some shenanigans. But otherwise, I would be okay with it.
So being a small character, do you get any advantages?
There's some like racial feats, I think, that could potentially break like great weapons.
Fury the Small for goblins.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you're small, you can ride medium creatures, so the mounted combat rules are less of a pain. You can fit into smaller areas. That's really about it.
Yeah, it's not something super game breaking. So, yeah, I don't see any reason for it to not be allowed. I would be less.
You're easier to grapple as well, right?
Yeah. No.
One size difference. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I would be less likely to give it to someone in like a Pathfinder 2 game because there are ways that you could easily exploit that.
Yeah. So my thinking is we're talking 5e. Being small is not buying you a lot. It's going to be fun RP here and there, because you're not getting a lot mechanically. I don't mind giving you this mechanically. If you were trying to take advantage of something that was in your pocket, but also give this.
Yeah, I think I agree. Since there's essentially no advantage to being small in 5e, like the fact that they can't use heavy weapons is basically punishment. In previous editions, being small gave you like bonuses to AC, bonuses to reflex saves, bonuses to hide checks. So like you're smaller, it's easier to hide somewhere. You're smaller, you're a smaller target, so you're harder to hurt. There are advantages to being small. In 5e, there's no advantage to being small, except that you can ride smaller mounts. Like that's basically it. And since almost no one uses mounted combat, that really doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's more downsides to being a small race than there are upsides, really.
Yeah.
Mainly the violent hugging.
Like, especially if there's a distinct lack of like small races at some of my tables. So I would be, if this encouraged a player to play a small race, I would be all for it. Because I think small races are underrated. I love me some goblins. Goblins are the best.
I would love to play a gnome barbarian.
Gnome barbarian is rad, man. Like I said, it's great.
Like gnome cunning solve the barbarian's biggest problem.
Yeah.
All hail the Leisure Illuminati.
This feels like a weird episode to hail.
Hail.
Yeah, that. What divine domain is the Leisure Illuminati?
Knowledge.
Perfect.
Easy.
Agreed.
I'm Reynolds James. You'll find me at amateurjack.com and on Twitter and Instagram at jackamateur.
I'm Tyler Campster. You'll find me on RPGBOT.net, Facebook and Twitter, RPGBOT.Net, and most other socials as RPGBot.
I'm Ash Eli. You'll find me praising the Lord up on Twitter, or you can follow me on YouTube at Ashraven Media. If you want me to divinely host one of your holy games, please find me on startplaying.games, link in the description. Amen.
I thought we said amen. Isn't that how that goes? No, either way.
Actually, will you host my unholy games?
Perhaps.
Perfect.
I was looking for something like he'll be bringing his army of dead on Twitter. I don't know.
Join my army of the
dead. Damn near killed himself. If you've enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on Apple Podcast and rate us on Spotify or your favorite podcast app. It's a quick, free way to support the podcast and helps us to reach new listeners. You'll find links in the show notes. You'll find affiliate links for source books and other materials linked in the show notes, as well as on RPGBOT.net. Following these links helps us to make this show happen every week. If your question should be the question of the week next week, please email podcast@RPGBOT.net or message us on Twitter at RPGBOT.Net. Please also consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can find all kinds of great rewards. At any tier, you'll get early access to RPGBOT content and polls for future content. At our $3 tiers, you'll enjoy your choice of ad-free access to RPGBOT.net or ad-free access to podcast episodes and access to live stream podcast recordings. At our $5 tiers and above, you'll get all of that, plus access to the RPGBOT.Discord. You'll find us at patreon.com/RPGBOT.
Sorry. You were saying.
Never not funny. I think I forgot to tell you that I made very minor changes to the last paragraph. Somebody pointed out to me that they couldn't figure out how to get into the streaming. Like a podcast listener who was not yet a Patreon subscriber.
Yeah.
So I figured, that is where I have made a mistake. So I updated.
That's fair. I also noticed that Randall had his head turned this way so that he couldn't see any shenanigans that you and I were doing.
Actually, it was worse. Your faces are right next to the text. I did this because on my laptop, the text was a lot smaller. So I brought it to the other monitor. It was a mistake, I don't know if you were making faces or not, but out of the corner of my eye, I was sure you were.
We weren't
It was
actually,
like, yeah.
we weren't actually until the very end when I started doing this.
No, I almost cracked in the middle of it, and it would have been at nothing.
Wonderful.